You know, when I was writing this book, I thought, why is it some people in my missiology classes, they kind of get it and it changes their lives and they move to North America or North Africa, or they move into the city and they start a community and they begin to think about reaching homeless people. Other people just kind of say, well, okay, took that course, I'm out of here, and they're just moving on. How does that happen? And I think the bottom line is that our understanding of mission, our participation in God's mission, in what's called the Missio Dei, our participation is really a matter of the heart. And I did a lot of studying in the Roman Catholic tradition and their spirituality of mission. And all these Roman Catholic orders were really started as ways of being formed spiritually. The Benedictines had a rule, and your rule for life shapes your life. But they were a missionary order. They were setting up new centers. And in those new centers, they were translating or copying the Bible, then evangelizing areas and moving further in. And so all of these Roman Catholic missionary orders were really spiritual orders, but they were missionary orders. I mentioned the Jesuits earlier, the Dominicans, the Franciscans. They were equipping people to train them spiritually for the task of carrying the gospel into new contexts, crossing barriers. And when you're crossing barriers, it's difficult. And your identity has to be very clearly rooted in Jesus Christ. Paul says, have this mind in you, which is in Christ Jesus. And you have to have that mind if you're going to be tempted, tested, stretched, persecuted in carrying the gospel into different contexts. And so I began to realize that really spiritual formation is not, and I've done some study of spiritual formation, but spiritual formation is not just a matter of becoming a better person. It's not just therapy, helping a person become happier, feel better about themselves. That's important, but that's penultimate. I think the ultimate concern for all spiritual formation or for spiritual director is to help a person become the representative of Christ, to put on Christ in the world. And that means to be a person who's so secure in their identity in Christ, they're able to move out and be the only person, in a particular context, bearing the cross of Christ into an area that might be very dark, might be very opposed to anything that's centered on God. So that only happens when a person is firmly rooted in Christ. So I believe that all of our spiritual formation has the penultimate concern of being ourselves wholesome people, sanctified people, but all that sanctification is for the world. We're not just to be sanctified to feel better about ourselves, to be more comfortable lives, and to live longer. That would all be penultimate. The ultimate concern is that we are so formed and shaped in Christ that we become Christophers, Christ bearers for the world.